Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, President-elect Trump tweets to cancel new Air Force One contract. The setting for the 2017 Gordon Bennett balloon race is announced. Arizona's Casa Grande Airport hoping to ban skydiving. I'm Bree Cross. It's December 8th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. President-elect Donald Trump set the world of aviation and the media slightly off-center when he tweeted the following: Boeing is building a brand new 747 Air Force One for future presidents, but costs are out of control, more than $4 billion. Cancel order. Then, during an impromptu television interview following his tweet, Mr. Trump said, quote, "While the plane is totally out of control, it's going to be over $4 billion, and I think it's ridiculous. I think Boeing is doing a little bit of a number. We want Boeing to make a lot of money, but not that much money." The 747 currently being used as Air Force One is 30 years old, and in 2015, Boeing won a contract with no competing bidders from the government to start the initial design concepts for a replacement 747 aircraft, specifically modified for Air Force One purposes. Boeing responded to Mr. Trump's comments by issuing a statement that read in part, quote, "We are currently under contract for $170 million to help determine the capabilities of these complex military aircraft that serves the unique requirements of the President of the United States." We're sure a lot more will be said about this in the coming days. Here's a report for our aviation-minded friends who are looking for an excuse to travel to a beautiful location. From September 7th through the 16th, 2017, Gruyères, Switzerland will host the 61st Gordon Bennett Aeronautical World Cup, which is the oldest gas balloon race in the world. The winning team is the one that travels the greatest distance in the air without a time limit. The organizers are expecting some 20 teams from around 10 different countries to enter the competition. Over the weekend, the airfield will be home to a festival celebrating aerial sports. Visitors will learn about gas and hot air balloons, airplanes, helicopters, gliders, and even aero modeling. The Swiss Skydiving Championships will also be held at the site September 7th through the 10th. In addition to the event itself, the Espace Balloon Museum in Chateau d'Eau is putting on an exhibition entitled The Gordon Bennett Aeronautical Cup 1906 to 2017. Open to the public from December 6th this year until March 13th, 2018, it will allow visitors to discover the fascinating world of gas ballooning. After the break, the FAA will have the final say about skydiving at Arizona's Casa Grande Airport.
The Bristol light sport aircraft is what you are looking for. The Bristol is wider than a Cirrus, faster than a Skyhawk, offers more storage than a Husky, and comes standard with Garmin avionics. So what are you waiting for? Visit Bristol.com to find out how you can get into a Bristol today.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Explore no limits flying in the FAA-certified Sea Ray Amphibious LSA, one of the top 3 best-selling LSAs in the U.S. Progressive Aerodyne Sea Ray comes equipped with a Rotax engine and exhibits extraordinary handling on land, water, and in the air. Check it out at www.searay.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. A long-running dispute between Phoenix Area Skydiving and Casa Grande Municipal Airport may soon be resolved by the FAA. The Casa Grande Dispatch reports that the Phoenix Area Skydiving Company had lodged a complaint earlier this year with the FAA against the city of Casa Grande, which had prohibited on-site skydiving at the airport. The company has been trying for 2 years to establish a drop zone at the airport. Its current drop zone is about 3 miles north of the airfield, according to the report. But city officials are also against the off-site drop zone and have filed documents with the FAA stating that a drop zone cannot be operated safely without significant disruption to the other existing operations at the airport. According to the report, the FAA has previously said that a drop zone at the airport is feasible but carries a medium amount of risk, whatever that means. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero Community Update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. When we started our Airborne Partnership Initiative membership drive in 2015, we were pleased to welcome aboard the Seaplane Pilots Association. Anyone in aviation who has ever watched a seaplane take off or land knows that there's something just a little bit magical about it. Whether you've long ago taken the plunge and are actively pursuing waterborne aviation, or you're a seaplane aficionado who simply loves the adventure and freedom of water flight, the Seaplane Pilots Association invites you to one of the most exciting realms of aviation. The primary mission of the Seaplane Pilots Association is advocacy. They are the voice of the seaplane community and represent the interests of seaplane enthusiasts on the federal, state, and local levels. It includes ensuring fairness and equality for seaplanes to share public waterways with all other user groups. Other key elements of their mission include safety, education, and environmental stewardship. If you're not already a seaplane pilot and would like to know more about the magic of seaplane flying, check out the Seaplane Pilot Association website. After these messages, the Aircraft Electronics Association is represented in European meetings.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics Personal Jet Kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying. It's time to put your money where your bucket list is. Learn more at sonicsaircraft.com.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The Aircraft Electronics Association, Rick Perry, was in Cologne last week attending meetings on behalf of the AEA European membership. A number of issues raised during the EASA Maintenance and Production Conference will be covered at the AEA Europe Connect Conference in Amsterdam next April. The University of Toronto has come up with a way for drones to help people suffering cardiac arrest, at least in theory. They postulate a hypothetical network of drones that could carry a portable automatic external defibrillator to assist paramedics in emergencies. According to reports, the European Space Agency has renewed its commitment to the International Space Station through 2024. It is the last of the international partners in the ISS to do so. NASA Administrator Charles Bolden welcomed the announcement. The Lockheed Martin T-50A is soaring over Greenville, South Carolina, with flight operations now underway. The initial test flight took place last month. The T-50A is the Lockheed Martin Korea Aerospace Industries offering for the U.S. Air Force's Advanced Pilot Training Competition. As part of its Factory of the Future strategy, Safran Helicopter Engines has started its first automated production line dedicated to turbine blade manufacturing. The new line will manufacture every turbine blade used in the company's product line. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. The co-pilot of a Talon Air flight preparing for departure from Cherry Capital Airport in Michigan on August 25th of this year was accused of operating an aircraft while intoxicated. Now, an attorney for the co-pilot says the charges should be dropped because he did not actually operate the airplane. The pilot, Sean Fitzgerald, reportedly had a blood alcohol level of 0.31% when he was removed from the airplane. That is almost 8 times higher than the legal limit for operating an aircraft. In his filing, attorney Larry Wiley said that, quote, "The undisputed facts demonstrate that Fitzgerald did not operate the aircraft on August 25th. His argument is based on the fact that there were no passengers on board the aircraft, the engines had not been started, and the door of the aircraft was still open." The motion goes on to state that, quote, "Indeed, the pilot captain, the person with ultimate control of the aircraft, had determined that the aircraft was going nowhere because of Fitzgerald's intoxication." Talon Air fired Fitzgerald after the incident. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.